What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to Percussion Life. My name is Eric Perez. Man, if you're new here, thank you for stopping by and taking some time to learn a little bit about percussion. We do a lot of tutorials here. In today's video, it's really not much of a tutorial, just me kind of like explaining some ideas. I like to be transparent in a lot of these videos. All the day ones, they know. You guys see a bunch of these where I kind of want to like bring you into my mind and tell you how I'm thinking these things out. And so yeah, today's video, it's kind of similar to that. How do we transition from patterns? And I think just finding little key places to kind of point those things out also help, you know, learning in that. So a lot of the patterns that I'm going to show here, if you're new here, I actually have them a lot in my Conga book and also throughout all my channel. If you're interested in the Conga book though, it has over 150 lessons on congas with patterns, tumbaos, exercises. A lot of the stuff that we're going to be showing here are in that book, and they're transcribed and it's interactive, so they take you to the video lessons. You gotta love it. It's only $10. Link is down below. And as well, if you want to get better in your conga playing, I have an instructional video with that as well. Over 90 minutes, practical, concise, really takes somebody that's just starting out or maybe needs a little bit more help on certain the basic stuff, but as well takes you to a little bit more difficult stuff, some intermediate stuff that just lets you really hone in your craft and helps you out. So I've been getting a lot of great responses and reviews on these two resources. Both are $10. All those links are down below if you're interested in getting that. But yeah, no obligation, no need if you don't think you need that. Again, there's a bunch of free resources that we have here on the channel. But yeah, I want to kind of like have this type of discussion. I've done these videos. I like to kind of help in this mindset where we're gonna kind of go through maybe taking a tumbao, basic tumbao, and then how we can then use transitional moments to help us groove to another place seamlessly, not forcefully, so it doesn't feel like you're doing about it. So yeah, we're gonna be using this pattern. So we're going to be focusing on that pattern and how to transition using that pattern to other variations and other patterns easily. And so I'm going to be kind of playing and doing some commentary as I'm going to transition to other patterns. And so you can do this a lot on 2, on 3, and even on 4. And a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be showing, even though it, you know, could work on 3 or 4, you can still actually do them on 2. You're just going to miss the melodic aspect of it. But yeah, let me show you how one way you can transition to different patterns. Right there. Did you see me hitting the little slap part right before doing those 2 opens? At that moment right there, you can add something else. You can change, you would say that slap to maybe a more close slap. You can change it to an open here or an open here, for example. All 3 are the exact same thing, except you're moving it somewhere else. So how would you do that? Let's say if you're playing a pattern, you would just change that note to those notes. So let's say I'm playing this for quite some time. I'm just trying to tell you, just right there, even though it's the same thing, we're transitioning into a different feel, a different pattern. Like it or not, it's still a different pattern, even though you're changing it somewhere else and you're still doing the same movements. Believe it or not, there's also a lot of other stuff right there. So, for example, when you do just a very basic tumbao, right there, that part right before that little finger part, you can add something else. For example, right there. So if you're just playing on one drum and you're just doing just a basic tumbao right there, just replacing that finger to an open, that's another transition that you can do. For example, I love those type of patterns. Again, I'm just throwing out some ideas just so you can see how this whole thing is going to play out. Because what I'm about to do is then start to kind of transition using this element and going and start to do other things. Yeah, but just to kind of see that and how we're going to kind of move forward. You got to love it. But here we go. Oh yeah, you got to love it. So if you see, I was going everywhere, but still trying to keep the essence of the feeling that I'm doing. All I did was move things around. And I think one of the ones that probably stood out the most is the very slappy one here on the drum. All I did was replace little ghost notes with close slaps. So rather than doing, all I did is, that's basically it. It sounds more than what it is, but again, I am just changing something that's already there and just adding a little twist with changing the type of tone that I'm doing. That's basically it. So if you notice just the transitioning, it's all kind of the same, except you would say maybe you would say some pauses, or rather than making an open, I change it to a ghost note. So it sounds like it's not there, but it's still there. And so especially when I went to this side right here, it was the movement that I showed before, where it's just, it's the same exact thing as that one, except I started to interchange them. So for example, so again, it sounded a lot more than what it is, but it's the same. So there's a lot of ways to just take these elements that you already learned on a basic tumbao and just replacing them with other things. I find that that's the best way to transition to patterns seamlessly, is by taking something that you're already doing as a pattern and maybe either substituting or replacing it with something else. So that's kind of like my take on how I help, and believe it or not, I practice a lot this way. I'll start off maybe doing this pattern. You know, that's that patato feel. Again, shown it already on this channel. But I'll go with maybe something like that, where that's maybe my anchor. I'm trying to maybe build off that. And so I start to build off that. So for example, yeah, you gotta love stuff like that. See how we just took one pattern, used its elements, its core elements, and started to then replace things with the bass, with an open here, still doing things here. Like that's the fun part. And so I normally practice this way to help me kind of internalize all these patterns and find those little clues. And normally I find them in just the pattern, or the tones and the movements that I'm already doing within the pattern. So so for example, like if you were to take maybe this movement right here, so let's say we take that melody right there and build off that. I can do anything, right? But I'm gonna build off this variation or this pattern. again, I'm just messing around here, but that's kind of the gist of it. I try to find something to anchor to then help me then kind of go with the flow on how I would. Again, this is just a good practice that I do on my own to help me kind of internalize all of these patterns and then build from them. So I try to look at just the intricacies of each movement and then see how I could then replace them. So I think that's like the best way without, again, compromising the feel of it. So yeah, just nice little secret clues. Again, being transparent how you guys can do this. And again, I love to have fun with all this stuff, man, when I'm playing around. So like something like that, yeah, just something like that. I will then take. So I didn't find it there. See that? I thought I had it, but I didn't. But yeah, man, just you gotta love it, man. Practice, have some fun transitioning to these other patterns and then building off those melodies to then do something creative, man. You gotta love it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.